first coaster in a box.
There we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the live look-in. We are just going to get started here in just a second. So just give us a second here while we get everything moving. Sending out all the social stuff right now just for people to know that. All right. So, Sean, we're going to pick up just like right at this part of the show where you are. So we'll do sort of a little bit of an introduction and then jump right in and say hi.
Sounds great.
Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, EB, we talked about this at the beginning of the show. This is a guest that when we saw him in the theme park enthusiast news recently, you and I both said offline, we've got to get him back on the show. It's actually a former guest who came to infamy, not only here on Coaster Radio, but like throughout the internet. First, by building a Matterhorn-inspired roller coaster in his backyard. That was amazing. I remember it had a Yeti in there. It had waterfalls. It went on different levels. It was amazing. Then you would think he couldn't top that, but he does with a Big Thunder Mountain-inspired roller coaster.
And shocking to all of us, a roller coaster in the backyard tore it down to build the second one.
But do you remember how great this roller coaster was? It
better.
It had
the
like
next the next level. Yes,
like theming, like you were actually on like the Disney Big Thunder.
But
it had animatronics. It had a show scene. It had dark ride elements and a launch, which shocked the heck out of me the first time I watched it. But now Sean from Magic Texture has taken things to the next level and is giving us the ability to have that same type of roller coaster in our own backyard. Sean, welcome back to the show. We are so excited to talk to you about this.
Thank you, Mike and Eric, for having me back. It's been a while, and really excited that we've got something new to share with you. It definitely has been a journey.
Oh my gosh. EB, do you want to start? Because I know you have a ton of questions. I have a ton of questions. Like, where do we even begin? Because this is such a cool thing to talk about. And I think this is perfect for our audience. Our audience is the exact type of people who would be interested in this and want to purchase this.
I think this is the sort of thing, Mike, that is what's so great about Coaster Radio being a podcast that's been around for so long is we follow evolutions. We follow people through their careers, and as they develop, we have people that have never ridden a roller coaster, listen to the podcast, and now they've ridden hundreds of roller coasters. Yep. Sean and his family, I feel like this is one of those things that we are following. So I would love for Sean to take us back to, I guess, even pre-COVID times, and then going through how it was you and your siblings, is that right? Came together to build the first roller coaster, build the second roller coaster, and now you're enabling anybody to build a roller coaster in their backyard with a product coaster in a box. So can you briefly kind of give our listeners who maybe don't know your story, start from the beginning and take us up to today?
Yeah, sure. No, I really appreciate the opportunity. So I think for me, it really began, from my childhood growing up, going to Disneyland. That's kind of where I fell in love with storytelling through rides. And that's really what I care about, which eventually led me after college to go and intern with the Walt Disney Company. And I remember my goal was, I want to get in with Walt Disney Imagineering and start at the bottom and work my way up. And I did all this networking, and I came face to face with one of the gatekeepers of Imagineering. I remember I was so excited. I dressed up in a suit and go in. I'm just ready. And in like 10 minutes, he heard my pitch and he just like took the legs out from underneath me. He's like,
"Oh no,
you don't have a degree in architecture or engineering or design. Like, you have no future with Walt Disney Imagineering." Just totally took the wind out of my sails. And I didn't know what I was going to do, because that was like my whole life's dream, like coming up to that moment. And, it's always kind of lingering in the back. We're coaster people, we're theme park people. We want to be involved. Even if we can't be actively involved, we're thinking about it. And COVID was really that first real opportunity I had where life slowed down enough to where it kind of gave me the opportunity. Providence opened up a door. Yeah. And I remember watching this viral video that this family had recreated the ride Pirates of the Caribbean in their living room. And I
Yes.
was so inspired by this video. I was like, these guys figured it out. Like they took this really awful situation, COVID, and they've created joy, and they're sharing that joy with everyone. And so
Yeah.
my brother's sort of the genius, Michael, behind a lot of the mechanical systems, went up to him. I'm like, Michael, we're going to build a roller coaster. And it has to be the Matterhorn because we can do that really well. And that day we like called up Home Depot, they delivered a bunch of lumber, and we just started figuring it out. We were just tacking pieces. We didn't even know what we were doing. We'd obviously watched a lot of people like Will Pemble, Paul Gregg build these backyard coasters, since we were little kids. And so we were inspired by that. Um, but it sort of grew from there, and it was this contagious feeling of, everyone was kind of going through this awful period of COVID. We wanted human connection. We wanted to create joy. And so we had two of our dear friends, the Eggers, who we grew up with, a homeschool family. They came out, wrote a score for the ride. So there's an original
Love it.
soundtrack that
Yeah.
you get to watch. The Yeti, Matthew,
Uh-huh.
he's a mechanical engineer, so he built the animatronic. And we filmed it and we put it online, and we didn't really expect it to go anywhere. And I mean, it went kind of viral. And the highlight of it for me was Bob Gurr, who actually was the Imagineer who originally built the Matterhorn or designed it. He called me on my cell phone, and
Wow.
he's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
this is Bob," and just such a generous, warm human being.
Mhm.
It shared so much of his life over an hour and a half, and it kind of inspired me. And I was like, well, if we did it once without really trying, I wonder if we built the team up, put some thought and energy into it, if we could do it again.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so that was kind of the onus for Little Thunder.
Yeah.
And with Little Thunder, we wanted to take it to the next level. We wanted to have the ride fully automated. As you mentioned, we wanted a ride launch.
Mhm.
We wanted to up the level of storytelling. So we wanted the storytelling actually to happen off the ride, the beginning of the story. We wanted the rider to actually have a participative element in the
Mhm.
ride. So their actions would actually have consequences in the outcome of the ride. And so the general story of the ride is guests would arrive at this town called Baxter's Whistle Stop, which is homage to
Mhm.
Tony Baxter, the
Mhm.
Imagineer who designed Big Thunder. And you see that the town has been overrun by this gang, and everyone's gone. And there are all these signs. There's a freshly dug cemetery, boots strewn out on the porches. And you go into this mine cart, and you get handed a pistol that we had hooked up with an IR remote. And you're handed this
So
pistol,
good.
and you're sent into the cave to render justice to the villains inside the cave. And so I'll let you watch the video, but there are a lot of homages to the original ride. You go through the geyser, stalagmite, stalactite
Wow.
tunnels. You get to go through the old town, but then you enter the mine, and you come face to face with Babyface Morgan.
Mhm.
And this is the climax of the ride, and you actually have to choose what to do. And your pistol is able to shoot out these lanterns that are in the cave, and one specific lantern is sitting on a keg of dynamite. And
Yeah.
if you shoot that lantern, it'll actually trip the PLC, cause all these fog machines to go off, explosions, sound of explosions,
Wow.
doors blow open, and it's a 20-mile-an-hour launch out of the cave.
Jeez.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
built it
If
in your backyard.
and if you don't do anything, if you just sit and let it happen, he shoots at you. The fog machines underneath the ride go off, lights go off, and the ride is over. So you don't get the
Oh.
launch.
Oh.
Which a lot
Interesting.
of people don't get that. But it's something that like I care very deeply about with ride design is I want to make the rides much more interactive.
Yeah.
And so my thought was, okay, if we do this with this baby step, this one action that you take,
Uh-huh.
imagine then taking that idea and multiplying it out, and now you've got 10 different ride experiences, 50 different ride experiences. Um, so after we did that, I was completely out of money because I spent all my money building roller coasters in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to keep building these things. And so we kind of looked out into the world to see, okay, well, who might be interested in, in one of these products? And at this point, we were still thinking about roller coasters in a very traditional sense, which
Mhm.
is
Right.
the ride vehicle is sort of dumb and the track is smart. And so there are different sensors along the track that communicate with the motors and the PLC and everything. And that's what gets you through every time safely. And it turns out that that's like a very expensive way of doing things. It's really expensive to run all your electricity, running data everywhere, all the motors. So we initially reached out to, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 influencers who were very interested in this sort of larger than life roller coaster. But the bids were coming in at million plus 2 million, which for a roller coaster isn't that much money, but for
Right.
Sure.
someone building something in their backyard, it's crazy expensive.
Yeah.
And so that forced our engineering team to think, okay, well, how can we take this product and make it more accessible? And that was the conception of Coaster in a Box. The idea being that we took all the smartness from the track and we put it all into the ride vehicle.
Huh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so the PLC, batteries, motor, everything is on board the ride vehicle itself. Um, and then we have what we call flags, which are essentially just pieces of metal along the track. And there is a proximity sensor that when it runs along the track, it senses where the flags are. And so the ride vehicle knows where it is on the track at all time.
Hmm.
And so we can actually program the ride to do whatever we want. We can have it go forward, we can have it go backwards and do a swing launch. We could put a puzzle on the ride vehicle that you have to solve to make it go. We can make it go multiple times around. The programming potential of this is pretty much infinite. So we had a great concept and took it to a lot of different people. Keep in mind, at this stage, we've been very focused on the backyard market because we feel
Yeah.
there is a niche here. People know we build backyard coasters. No other coaster company builds backyard coasters.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep focusing on this. And for 2 years, we pitched it to a lot of different investors, a lot of different potential clients. Didn't get any bites. And then I think in March, Mark Rober, who is a pretty big YouTuber engineer, former NASA engineer, his team reached out to us and they were like, hey, we see you build roller coasters. Could you build one for an adult and a kid to ride at the same time? And we're like, well, yeah, we actually have this product that we've been working on. And yeah, we could totally do that. When do you need it by? And they're like, we need it in 2 weeks.
Oh.
And
Oh man. Yeah.
keep in mind,
And
I
Mark
live on
Rober is, for people who don't know Mark Rober, he's the glitter bomb guy.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
That's
Glit-
him. Yeah. Or the
glit-
automatic dartboard, right? He's that YouTuber. Yeah.
Yes. He's got a lot of great content. Really
Yeah.
cool guy. So fortunately, we'd been working on this prototype. Our engineering team had been working for almost 2 years at this point on this prototype, but we'd never made it in real life. And so I just told him on the phone, I'm like, yeah, we can get it done. No problem. And
This sounds like such a Mark Rober thing to do also, where it's like, here's something crazy. I bet we can do it.
Yeah.
So it's
exactly.
perfect. Yeah.
Exactly. And so we put out the bat signal. Our team exists kind of all over the country now. So a couple of us are on the East Coast, a couple of us are in the Midwest, and then the rest are in California. So we all flew out to California, and in 1 week, we built an entire prototype that at this stage operated more like a go-kart than a roller coaster. So all the PLC stuff that I had been explaining, we didn't have time in that period of time to build the PLC, get all the parts and everything. So essentially the way it worked was the rider, in this case Mark Rober, would push on a pedal and that would engage along our drive rail, which goes for about 40 feet along the track, and then the drive rail disappears, and then you're just a normal coaster. You're just
You're
coasting
truly
through the rest
coasting,
of it.
right?
Yeah,
Because I was seeing people complaining like it's a powered coaster. It's like, no, it actually does coast. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. One of my heroes, another YouTuber, is Tom Scott. And I saw him pipe in that he's like, it's not really a roller
See, you
coaster,
can't do
it's
anything
powered. And
right.
I was just like, well, I think we've invented something that no one else has.
Yeah.
Also, this is a challenge for you guys might know. I think we're the only launching coaster that launches at a bank going uphill.
Yes, right? I was gonna ask you about that because I did notice that in one of the new videos that you have. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is, if you have never done that before, you need to try it because the G's you get on that are crazy. I mean, we're only going like 18 miles an hour at our top speed on this prototype, but we're easily hitting over 2.5. We're
Wow.
approaching 3 Gs.
Yeah.
So you're getting some pretty good feelings in the seat of the coaster. Anyway, we ended up making him the coaster. It worked out great, and part of the deal was we got to keep it.
Oh,
So
nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
we
Yeah.
took the coaster and we shipped it to Illinois, which is where our controls engineer lives. He's got a small farm there, and he had it for about 3 months over the summer, and he completely automated the ride. And
Hmm.
I actually was just out there a couple weeks ago, and we packed it all up and we moved it here to South Carolina, where we're setting it up to do some additional testing. So right now, what we have is really a fully functioning prototype of Coaster in a Box.
Hmm.
Um,
And
it's there are some parts of it that are going to change. It's a little heavy still. There's some aspects of the charging that we're going to be refining, locations of the wheel that are going to shift. And then the final thing, if people are watching the video online, uh, we have 2 rails supported by wooden supports. In the actual full-scale model, the production model, we actually have 3 rails. So your left and right rails, and then we have a spine. And the reason we're doing that is because we can get longer spans.
yep.
Hmm.
And then all of the supports are actually steel
Yep.
that'll come down to the ground. So
Wow.
in case
That's
people had some
great.
questions about that.
And when did it become more than just let's make a backyard coaster that we can sell, and it became coaster in a box? Was it when you actually took it in California and put it in a box to send it to
Yeah,
Illinois? Was like, this is what it is. We can put it in a box.
Yeah.
no,
When did that happen?
that's a great question. So we came up with the name about a year ago. So
Hmm.
Okay.
almost 6 months before we got the call from Mark.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
the reason behind the name was we wanted something that we could ship to people in a Connex box, the whole
Hmm.
thing,
Hmm.
and it just arrives, and 2 or 3 people could just pull it out and bolt it together themselves.
Hmm.
Um, there's a lot of there's a lot that we're still trying to figure out in regards to permitting and insurance and how comfortable we feel with people putting something like this together.
Hmm.
But we're really trying to dummy proof it as much as possible to make
Sure.
it as accessible to people as possible. So as an example, like the version we have right now is just a prototype. There's a lot of screwing and things that have to happen now, but we were able to assemble the thing in just a week. And that was one person for the majority of the week by himself,
Wow.
lugging all
Yeah.
these pieces of steel around, and then 3 of us for pretty much one day. So the idea would be you could set this up with your buddies in a weekend, no problem.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
this
great.
reminds me it reminds me of, you know, back in the day you could order a house from the Sears catalog,
Yes,
or like a Lustron home. If people aren't familiar, that's an all metal house that just like snaps together. It reminds me of that because those would arrive, the railroad would bring it on a shipping container and it would just plunk it down, and then yeah, you'd have to get your friends together, unpack it and build the thing. That's exactly what this reminds me of. I love it.
that's exactly right. And
Yeah.
I mean, so much of the construction world is moving towards that anyway, where things are, fabricated in a factory, shipped to site and assembled.
Mhm.
And that was really, yeah, the idea behind this. Like, how can we make it as easy, as intuitive so that anyone could put this together? And then, you know, the ride vehicle being smart, what's amazing about that is you mount the ride vehicle onto the track. There's an app, you press the button on your phone, it calibrates where it needs to be based on where those flags are, and
Hmm.
Mhm.
your ride is ready to go. So
Wow.
very, very, very simple. But we're also, very, very focused on safety with one of these things because, I think a lot of people hear roller coaster and, with good reason, like it's kind of a scary thing, but we actually feel very, very good that this product is actually safer than swimming pools, trampolines, zip lines,
Hmm.
because of all of the layers of safety that we've put into it. So, a couple of things. All of the structural components, most coasters are looking at a safety factor of like 3 or 4 for the ride, meaning that they engineer it to where a ride vehicle could apply the same amount of forces times 4. Our structural engineer has designed our track to a safety factor of 10. And
Mhm.
Wow.
part of that reason is
Yeah.
like, we want to be sure, like, this is a safe thing that's going to last for a really long time.
Yeah.
A second component of it is that we require that all people who put these into their homes have them fenced,
Yeah.
fenced in just like you would a
Hmm.
pool,
Hmm.
because
Mhm.
you don't want anyone accidentally getting in there and getting hurt. This thing's moving fast. It's super heavy. And then the last kind of layer of safety is really built into the PLC. So um, you have e-stops that allow you to completely shut down the ride right away if something were to happen. That exists on the app and the phone. So a parent operating the ride could
Oh.
shut it off.
Yeah.
Also exists on 2 different buttons that are accessible on the ride vehicle itself.
Yeah.
So we've
Nice.
really put a lot of thought into, not just the engineering and how to make it fun, but also how do we make it safe.
Hmm. And with the different layouts, like, that's one of the things I was impressed with. Like,
Yeah.
there's the layout that, is probably like that everybody could get, but you guys can do custom layouts, right? Is
Correct.
that is that
Yeah.
pot like you it sounds to me like kind of whatever the person at home wants to design with you guys can happen.
100%. And that
Yeah.
is exact thinking back to Little Thunder.
Uh-huh.
If we had had this technology when we did Little Thunder, I can only imagine the
Oh
level
my
of
gosh,
storytelling
right?
we could have told.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now that we have this tech, uh, we can now, yeah, we could do practically any layout that you imagine. We could help you tell any story that you
Mhm.
want to. I mean,
Mhm.
you see these like incredible backyards where, people are putting in these pools with lazy rivers and water slides and caverns.
Yeah.
I could totally see someone putting a roller coaster that goes over the pool. Do you tell a story with that? Like, do you have to
Right.
like go into the lagoon and find, like a pirate ship that is our roller coaster that like takes you out of the cave? I don't know. Like, I mean, the
Well,
possibilities are endless.
and I like that point that out. This is not a ridiculous idea. Like nobody can afford to buy a roller coaster and put it in their yard. It's like, well, yeah, some people can. And then on
Yeah.
your website in your materials, you kind of compare it to, well, if you're a person who can build a regulation sized basketball court or a tennis court or a swimming pool that has a water slide,
Yeah.
you can buy a roller coaster. Why not? And here it is, coaster in a box. It's equal on par with, those sort of luxury backyard items that they do exist. That is a thing. I'm not putting one in. Mike's not putting one in, but people put them in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This
What
is a thing.
100%. I couldn't afford one of these coasters. I tell people that. It's like I'm not of that ability right now. Um, uh, but there are people who will spend
There
a
is a
million
legit
dollars on
market.
a
Absolutely.
pool.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And our kind of our goal with Coaster in a Box is to try and make it more accessible.
Mhm.
So I kind of compare it to the early Teslas. Like I remember the first Tesla I ever saw, and I think it was probably $100,000 car at the
Right.
Mhm,
time.
mhm. Yep.
There's like 2 seaters and hardly had any range at all, but it was the first version of the Tesla. Now you can go buy a Tesla for
Right.
$35,000,
Yeah.
and that's
Mhm.
because they've scaled it. And it's the exact same thing with Coaster in a Box. Like, right now it's going to cost you a couple hundred grand if you want one of these in your backyard. A big part of that is the insurance.
Yeah.
For us to be insured as a company for one of these things, it costs more for us to insure this than it does for us to make the coaster, and that's
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
the world that we live
Mhm.
in. But when you start doing this at scale, you're not making 4 or 5 of them. You're making like 4 or 500. All of
Right.
a
Right.
sudden, that cost goes from a couple 100,000 to now I can get it down to like 50. But
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
big part of that is chopping down the stigma, I think,
Mhm.
that roller coasters have. So, you know, when people were first driving cars, like nobody thought like that was going to be a thing. Um, People were first flying, nobody thought that was going to be a thing. And I accept that this is more of like a luxury item, and it isn't for everyone. But um, I do think that once more and more people have them, once they become more ubiquitous, um, the price will go down. More people are going to do this. More people are going to get into this space, and I think that's part of this too. Is like we want to inspire people.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
The
you can be the first and you can be the innovators, and if it catches on just a little bit, the copycat's gonna pop up, right? And then
100%.
somebody else is gonna start doing it, and then it's gonna become this little niche industry where, competition is good for us consumers, and then, yeah, maybe we can put one in, right?
100%. And
Yeah.
the other thing I'll add too is that because we've designed our product to meet all of the ASTM roller coaster standards,
Mhm.
Mhm.
there is no reason why these can't go into family entertainment centers, location-based entertainment
Right.
centers,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, pumpkin patches, places like that. And so that's actually what our engineering team is sort of working on now is like, how can we increase the throughput of our ride to actually cater to, some of these actual commercial properties?
Where do we put the
Um,
dollar bill acceptor? Is it on the outside or is it on the
yes,
inside
yes,
of the
yes, yeah,
car?
yeah, exactly,
Well,
exactly.
it's so funny that you said pumpkin patch because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like, where else could I see one of these? And we
Mhm.
have, especially here in the DC, Virginia area, there are all of these like farms that do like
Yep.
big giant fall events.
Agro-tourism, Mike. Yep.
Yes, right. And I could totally see one of these there as
100%.
that people would totally get excited by that, and one where you could build it around the pumpkin patch even, and like you said, tell a story, not just, "Hey,
Exactly.
here's this ride that's sitting out there," but something that is integrated into a barn or any number
Yep.
of things, and, one of the things I was gonna ask because I started thinking about that, like, could there be even like a Halloween type ride with this?
Oh, yeah.
With Coaster in a Box, I mean, could you it sounds like you could, like, have a dark ride elements where the track, it sort of moved at a certain speed,
Mhm.
stopped, and then took off. Like, is that something that's possible?
100%. And I'll
Oh, wow.
share with
Yeah.
you a concept that so for about 6 months we were courting an escape room company,
Mhm.
um, because again, like I'm very interested in integrating more interactivity into the ride.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so my thought was like the best part of any escape room is when you open that secret door in the third
Oh,
act
yeah.
and you
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
get this
Exactly.
like rush of adrenaline, like, oh my gosh, there's a secret room.
Right,
The
right.
wall
Oh, yeah.
What?
moves or the statue
Yes.
turns its head
Mhm.
or yeah, 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 yeah.
So I thought, what would be cooler than when you open that door, there's a roller coaster that you have to escape out of.
Mhm.
You have to
And
climb in and
so,
then go to the other like, launch down the hall.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
I
so
love it.
I had this idea, and we actually worked with projection mapping folks, and I mean we did a full on concept, but the idea was H.G. Wells' Time Machine
Mm.
inspired ride.
Mhm.
You go into the lobby and you get inside. Your team gets inside the time machine, and the time machine is surrounded by like a 360 ball, and it's on a linear track that's just going back and forth, and you travel to one of six moments in time.
Mhm.
And one of those six moments are one of six different escape rooms. Maybe one's ancient Egypt, the Wild West, um, the future, like apocalyptic. I don't know.
Mhm.
You get off your time machine, you walk into your moment in time, you have to solve your escape room. You go through the door and you come into this large room, and there is your time machine sitting there.
Mhm.
And you have to go on and solve one last puzzle on your time machine. But it's not actually your time machine, it's a roller coaster
Yeah.
that now shoots you into a dark ride experience. Like you're traveling through time and space
That's the
back.
Ooh.
finale.
Yeah.
Yes. And then what I told the escape room company is your biggest problem is getting people to come back. They'll come and
Right.
do one room, but
Mhm.
now I've got six different rooms. And what if you make it like where in time is Carmen Sandiego, where in each room you have to like locate an artifact, And if you collect all
If you
6
bring it all
artifacts,
together,
you
Mhm.
get a special ride
Uh-huh.
experience. Like maybe you go backwards or
Oh,
something. I mean, like
yeah,
the
yeah,
possibilities are just endless with this type of tech. And the thing is, like, I'm not gonna like sit here and say like Disney Imagineers or Universal Creative hasn't thought of this. They have, but we can do it much cheaper than they can because we're using like very basic tech, and we're not having to deal with the same amount of throughput that they have to deal
yes,
with.
Yeah, no, it's
right,
the
right,
small scale, I think that is
Exactly.
what unlocks this new creativity for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah. I love it. I love it. Yeah, because all of a sudden there's creativity in places that it wasn't accessible before, and now you
100%.
have this technology that just opens the door for all different types of entertainment. Not just the big theme parks. It's accessible to escape rooms. It's accessible to pumpkin patches. And anybody. Yeah. Oh yeah. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
No, it's amazing. I was actually thinking Storyland Studios is working on an RMS Titanic kind of museum. And that to me is actually where my passion ultimately is like I want to bring history alive through rides. So imagine crossing the Delaware with George Washington. You guys
Right?
are in Manassas. Imagine like arriving at the Manassas battlefield in a carriage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like experiencing Pearl Harbor, just like all these, but they're rides. And there's I was explaining to my wife, there's a certain level of terror, or like you feel like you're not fully in control
Mm-hmm.
when you're on a ride. Whereas when you walk through a museum, it's
Right.
like you get uncomfortable with a certain display, you can just walk away.
Right.
But there's
Right.
something about like having to come like like in Harry Potter Escape from Gringotts, when the ride like tilts up and the witch is like holding you up there with her lightning. There's this like feeling of like I can't get away now. Like
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
strapped into this thing. I can't get out. And anyway, so I was thinking about the a Titanic experience. That would be amazing. Like you show up and it's like this happy-go-lucky, and you're, going along the top of the deck, and then you go down below and you like know what's about to happen, and like you see the iceberg like come through, and then ultimately the climax of the ride would be as the ship is tilting up, your ride vehicle is tilting up with it, and then you
Oh yeah.
slide down into the water.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway,
Very
so
cool.
if you know anyone at Storyland Studios who,
There you go. Yes.
wants us to
Yeah.
pitch them a ride idea.
Yeah. You,
But
you
we're
know, one
really off
thing.
track from Coaster in a Box now.
No, no, no. Well, one thing I wanted to talk about is the video that you guys recently released, where you show in Illinois putting it
Mhm.
together. Talk to me about what it's like. I feel like the thrill level surprised you guys, because like when I saw you guys ride it for the first time, it was it was this look of joy, but also like, oh my gosh, this is really
More than we
fast.
thought. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
talk to us about that first ride on it, because I really enjoyed that part of the video where you guys had a camera pointed at you and just the looks on your face were so great, like showing how much fun this thing is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, no. It is a fun ride. Um, Ever since we did a Little Thunder, I'm like a firm believer in launches now. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't like building chain lifts. They're kind of hard. Um, and launches are just so much more fun. And the first time you get on a roller coaster that you've built, there is, I think, a little bit of terror. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's just kind of like, I know I've run the numbers, I've seen the ride go around 100 times, like I know it's gonna work, but like, is it actually gonna work?
Well,
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna literally strap myself down to my numbers. I
Yeah.
hope I
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it
Mm-hmm.
right.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly. But at a certain point, it's like you got to stand behind your product. I think there's that guy who builds the bulletproof glass, and
Oh, right.
he'll stand behind it and he's like, okay, shoot it. I'm just like, man, I don't know that I would have the
All
head moves
right.
to do that.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the first time we rode it was amazing. It gets you to about 18 miles an hour, and you are banked at a 45-degree angle and then going almost vertical at the end of the launch. And so
Wow.
it's a really it's a really amazing launch feeling. I don't know if you've ever ridden a lightning rod before they got rid of the launch
Mhm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
at Dollywood. The vertical launch is quite a feeling. It's just it really pushes you back in your seat. And the way that this launch works, you start very straight, and then you go to a hard 485-degree bank, which we have to get you to 45, otherwise you're going to be flying out of your seat. A lot of
Mhm.
people have commented on the videos like, "Oh, it looks really rough." It's actually very smooth as a rider. It does
Mhm.
not feel like you're getting thrown around. But then the air time you get at the top of the ride, and that's probably where you saw my face, because
Yes.
it throws you. I mean, if you're not strapped in, you're going 15 feet in the air.
Wow. Yeah.
Um, but it's a great ride. I would say like it's a good family ride. I've put my kids on it. I've got uh, an 8-year-old down to a newborn, and only the 8-year-old has ridden it, but he loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Great.
The
Great.
once
Mhm.
once we get it up here, we'll get some of the other kids to go on it. Um, but yeah, it's fun for the whole family.
No,
That's great.
I think this goes back to the whole conversation about the scale, right? And yeah, you can have a 300-foot tall roller coaster with these huge turns and huge hills to get those airtime experiences. I remember riding, I'm sure you're familiar, the John Ivers in Indiana and his Blue Flash and Blue 2
Yes.
backyard roller
Mhm.
coasters. And I got to ride both of those. And that the Blue Flash has a loop. The coaster goes up over his shed, then down into a loop. The loop is, I don't know, 12 feet.
Yeah.
So and again, like you were describing, it's 18 miles an hour, your coaster, but the fact that you're doing these maneuvers in this little car at 18 miles an hour, it's more intense than,
Oh yeah.
you know, a coaster 100 times as tall.
Definitely, and John Ivers is a great callback.
Yeah.
That again, like inspiration. I mean, talk about paving the way. But yeah, one of the reasons why, with Coaster and Box specifically, it is so compact is we wanted it to fit in
Yeah.
anyone's
Mhm.
backyard. And so the footprint of this ride is about 50 feet long by 30 feet wide. And so you're doing quite, and I mean, the top height is 12 feet, 12 and a half
Mhm.
feet.
Mhm.
So you're doing a lot of maneuvering in a really tiny space.
Yeah.
And the whole ride is like 20 seconds long. So
Yeah.
it's like over before you know it.
Wow.
But I think when people maybe who have never experienced anything like this, when they look at it, it's like, oh, that's so tiny. It's even smaller than a kiddie coaster. Don't discount something because of
No.
its size,
Mhm.
right?
Yes,
Mhm.
The
yes.
Yeah.
thrills, the thrills that you can experience, and Mike, you're saying this, the watching the video and seeing the faces of the people on the ride, Sean and everyone else, that proves it, right?
Yeah.
That shows you that it doesn't have to be the biggest ride. It's about the design behind it. I mean, if you're talking you're pulling 2 and 3 Gs, that's more than some of the big coasters.
Oh
Absolutely it
sure.
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. 100%. 100%. When
Mm.
um when Mark Rober wrote it for the first time, um he refused to write it before the first time he wrote it with the kid in his video. And he looked at me and he was just like, if anything happens to me, I'm a
Oh,
big
no.
deal on YouTube. They're gonna come after you. And it kind of freaked me out. And then when he got off the ride after the first one, he was like, "That's a real roller coaster."
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
There you
like,
Yeah.
go.
"Yes,
See?
sir.
See, this
Yes,
is not
sir.
a
It
this is
is."
not a backyard toy. This is not a little, it's a real roller coaster. It really is
Yeah.
Awesome.
a coaster in a box. It's so great, Sean.
I love it. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing the story with us, and please let us know as new innovations come up. We'd love to hear about them and follow this story, like, because I really
Totally.
feel like this is just the beginning of what you guys are going to be able to do with this. And man, like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, who knows how far this could go. So this is super exciting, man. This is great.
Yeah. No, of course. I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to share it. And I mean, you guys aren't too far away. I mean, that's like an hour-long flight from Dulles
That's
down here.
true.
So,
That's
I mean, we can
true.
Yeah.
get you out here. We could
Well,
get
and
you
I was
to get some
disappointed.
more coaster cred.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
in Indiana, and so I'm disappointed that you have a friend in Illinois that has had,
Oh my
I was like, "Oh, you need a Midwest showroom," and I was gonna offer my backyard, but it sounds like you've already
EB
got a friend with a
EB's
backyard.
got some
shoot.
land. He's got some
If it
room. Yeah.
if it shows up in Illinois again, let me know, and I'll make the drive. Absolutely, I will.
Okay. Okay.
Sean, tell us where people can find Magic Texture, so they can watch this stuff, your socials, and where they can watch the videos and things like that. Or
Yeah.
where can they send a envelope full of money so they can get
Yes.
one of these? Tell us.
So if you want to see what we're doing, we put all of our latest stuff on YouTube. You just type in magic texture. It's like magic and architecture put together. Trips people up a little bit. And then we've also got an Instagram account that we post a lot of photos and some videos as well. And then if you want to learn more about kind of the specs of the product that we've built, some photos from past projects, you can go to our website, which is magictexture.com. So yeah, definitely hit us up if if you have questions. We get questions all the time from people from all over the world who
Yeah.
want to build these things, and I'm more than happy to offer what advice I can, or point you to folks who've paved the way, like Paul Gregg, who I mentioned earlier. So yeah, thanks again.
Fantastic.
Sean.
Best of luck with this. This is so exciting.
Yeah,
I kind of
thank
want you
guys.
to sell more of these, a couple of these, so that you can build your own next coaster, Sean.
Oh,
That's
yes,
what
right,
I think that's
right.
what I'm interested in. And I think this is kind of like Coaster Radio, Mike, where he's secretly doing this just to fund his own self-interests and his own hobby and obsession with roller
Your
coasters.
third coaster. We need what?
Right.
Do you have an idea? You've got to have one in your head, right? Of like we did Matterhorn, did Little Thunder, but what's next? You've got to have one idea. Like, I would love to do this.
Yeah,
Keep with the Disney theme.
Yeah.
yeah, I know a lot of people want us to do Space Mountain, which
Oh, yeah.
would be fun. I've got an idea. If I build another one, it's not coming down. That's what I'm gonna
Yes.
say.
All right.
Okay,
I like that.
good.
That's great.
Yep.
Keeping with
It's-
Disney, something different would be a Tron light cycle. That'd be
Tron.
an engineering challenge with the light, with
Yes.
all of that. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah. That'd
All
be
right.
cool.
Well,
That'd be cool. All right.
Sean,
well, we're gonna
we'll
keep.
ask our listeners to to have some ideas. We'll send your way.
Yeah, we're gonna
That
be
sounds
following.
good.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
Appreciate
again,
it.
Sean. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Sean.
Yep.
All right. That was great, man. Thank you so much. That was perfect.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You guys are
Yeah.
so
much
much.
fun.
You have so much energy. It's amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Hey,
we're excited, just like you, man. Thanks.
Would you mind if we roll in some of the video that we were talking about? The
Definitely.
just into the video version. Is that cool?
Yeah. Definitely,
Okay.
definitely. Do you just want to grab it from?
Oh yeah, I can just grab it. I can
okay.
grab it from the YouTube channel. Yep. And just
Sweet.
as we're talking about some of
Yeah.
those things, I'll just roll in that video so people who are watching can take a look too.
Yeah. No problem. And if there's stuff as you're going through it that you're like, I want like a different angle or something,
Okay.
reach out to me and I can get you. We've got a Google Drive of all of our stuff. I'm hesitant to like send you that because it's like
All
a
of it?
black hole. Of
Oh no,
video.
don't worry. No, the video that you guys made is perfect, and I'm just gonna use
Okay.
some of that like just to show it in action and stuff for anybody who's
Perfect.
watching it and maybe hasn't seen it yet. And
Yeah.
then I'll
that's
put
awesome.
I'll put a link to the website too, just so people know where to go to see the whole thing. So
Sweet.
great. Well, thank you again. Thanks for doing this for us. We appreciate it.
No worries, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll look forward to sharing it once the episode comes out.
Okay, great. Yeah, because we'll have it ready by tomorrow night. So I'll send you a link once it's all ready.
Oh, dang! You guys are fast.
Yeah, I know they'll edited and a little bit tonight, a little bit tomorrow, and have it ready to go. So yeah.
How do you guys know each other? If you're from Indiana and you're from DC.
We used to both live in DC together.
Okay.
And we worked at the same public media station in DC.
Oh.
And then when we went our separate ways, it was like, oh, we should do something together. There's this new thing called podcasting. This was in 2005.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And then,
yep.
And ever since.
That's wild. I had no idea. So I went to undergrad in Front Royal, Virginia.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I went to George Mason.
Oh, one of my really good friends who I graduated with went to business school at George Mason right afterwards.
Great.
It's right there. Yeah. What's crazy is my parents lived in California, but they loved the Northern Virginia area so much, and they made such good friends with really my college friends. They sold everything and they moved to Virginia. And so I'm like, what the heck?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You guys didn't want to move to South Carolina because the grandkids? No, we can fly in once in a while.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I see.
That's funny.
But it's a beautiful area.
Yeah, it's a nice area. It's close to beaches, mountains, all the stuff. So city.
Too much traffic. That's why I went.
A lot of traffic, though. That's true. That's the only bummer. Yeah,
that's true. Are you in Indianapolis, Eric?
I'm Bloomington. I work at IU.
Bloomington.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I when I flew into Illinois, I flew into Indianapolis, and then I drove. The coaster was in Champaign, where
Mhm.
University of Illinois is. So
Yeah,
Hmm,
not
great.
not too far across the border.
No, not far. Cool.
awesome.
All
Cool.
right, Sean,
All
thanks
right, well,
again,
I'll let you
man.
guys go. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah,
thank you
cool.
again, and I'll send you a link once this is all up and ready.
Sounds great. Take
All
care,
right,
guys. Bye.
appreciate it. Have a
Thanks,
good
Sean.
night.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Do you wanna start at the top, or you wanna finish from there? And
Oh, whatever easier for you. If you wanna just pick it up right here.
yeah, why don't we can do the end and then just go back to the
Yeah,
beginning, and then just that way it's, I guess, easiest for editing. So,
indeed.
all right, here we go. Yeah, EB. So, like I said, I really feel that we are just kind of seeing the beginnings of that company because I'm with them. Like, yeah, right now it's for a certain audience, a certain demographic, but that's going to grow. I really feel, and then, like you said, it's going to scale, and like $50,000 for something like that is
I
doable.
mean,
It's doable.
Sean, I really appreciated that Sean was comparing his company to cars.
Yeah,
All we have to do is get people used to it, like cars. And I love that
yeah,
idea that, like, as soon as he just gets a couple of them going, it's gonna be like, yeah, of course everybody has a roller coaster. Like, I can imagine like a generation from now, people look back and it's like, Daddy, you didn't have roller coasters in your backyard when you were a kid. No,
yeah,
we had to
yeah.
drive an hour and a
Oh
half and
yeah.
pay $70 to ride a roller coaster.
Well, think
In the
about it. If
future, everybody has a roller coaster thanks to Sean.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if he could get that price point down, I
Uh-huh.
mean, imagine all the people who listen to this show who would be like, "Yeah, I'd drop that coin to have something like that in my,"
Yeah.
especially one that you could program and it's on an app where you could like set things and customize it. I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
if you
man.
really could get
Yeah.
it down to like the price of an in-ground pool, then everybody would have that rich friend that has one.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Or the in-ground pool that's got, rock work and you've got a roller coaster going, right? Yeah, I can totally see that happening. So,
for
but
sure.
I also really see it happening not just in the backyards, but at some of these other attractions around the country,
Oh,
that don't
that
need the huge throughput.
and
That's what
that
I think.
reminded me so much. We've had conversations about the little European parks where
Yeah.
you operate the rides yourself.
Right.
Right, where
Right.
you just
Yep.
open the gate and you go in and you, like, pull the lever and then, like, the
Yeah.
Ferris wheel goes around or whatever, you push the button. That's what this is, and that's what this could be if he can make that happen, and again, insurance and things like that, but at scale, if you can install these things with the right protocols, with the right, the safety measures, you could totally put this at a pumpkin patch. You could
Oh yeah.
totally put this, at in back of the fancy Holiday Inn or the Great Wolf Lodge or whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
I like
Mhm.
it. So good luck, Sean. This is really
Good
good.
luck,
I hope
Sean. Yeah.
yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes in the future. And just I like meeting people like this because I remember seeing the Matterhorn, I remember seeing Little Thunder, and just saying, like, this is somebody who's got ideas, and actually makes the ideas a reality instead of like, I've sat around and said, oh, how cool would it be to build a roller coaster, but I don't do anything about it. This is somebody who's doing something about it and then taking it that next step to really, create, I don't want to say an industry, but something like that, could be something that's brand new, hasn't been done before. It's hard to do something that hasn't been done before, and that's what I
Yeah.
appreciate that he's doing. It's very few of us can do that type of thing. So
Well,
really
and
cool.
when off mic, what did Sean say to us? He said, "I like talking to you guys because you guys are really excited." And it's like, well, Sean, you're really excited, and it's catching. Like you
Yeah,
said, Mike. It's inspiring to see somebody who's into something so much that, in a lot of ways, he's putting his money where his mouth is. Right, where
right.
he's, I want to do this thing, and I'm gonna do this thing.
Yeah,
It's inspirational. That's
yeah.
pretty good.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's, man, that's why I like doing the show because we get to meet people like that who are
Feels
doing
good.
cool stuff, man. So great, great, great. So we want to thank everybody who's joined us again this week as we like you said last week, EB, we're clearing out the summer. Here we are into Labor Day weekend. So we're getting into the fall, getting to the Halloween time. So we are looking for you guys out there to let us know as you get into the haunts, as you get into the parks, to send us those trip reports because we love hearing from you. We really want to hear what's going around all over the country, all over the world.
That's right. Live.coasterradio.com is where you were watching the video tonight. If you go to coasterradio.com, you can find all the ways to interact with the show. If you find the Coaster Radio app in the Apple App Store, you can send those live trip reports that Mike's talking about right to the show in the app. You can listen to
Yeah.
all of the episodes. You can get alerts about new episodes that are dropping, see the entire archive. And of course, feedback at coasterradio.com is our email address. Record that trip report at the haunt. We want to hear the haunt and send it to us, feedback at coasterradio.com. There's so
Yeah.
many ways to interact. Mike, I haven't gotten anything in the P.O. box lately either.
Oh my
So
gosh,
people
that was
send us stuff snail mail. Come on.
yeah, yeah. Give
Yeah.
everybody that address again because that's important. That like we love getting stuff in the mail. Like if you're at a park, you see a little fun thing, you want to drop it in the mail. We'll talk about it on the mailbag for sure.
Yeah, or a coaster in a box. It's coasterradio.com, P.O. Box 3399, Bloomington, Indiana 47402. Send me something in the mail. I pay a lot for that P.O. box. Maybe not as much as a coaster in a box, but put something in the
Yeah.
mail for me. I love to get the park maps, love to get the tchotchkes, love to get the creepy bird skulls.
Oh, remember that?
Talking
Yeah.
about
Oh, it's
Halloween
Halloween
coming.
time. Yeah.
We've gotten some weird stuff in the P.O. box, but yeah, all the interactivity is so great, everybody. So do check us out everywhere at Coaster Radio or go to coasterradio.com. The website has everything there that you can find.
How great would it be if one day you went to the P.O. box and inside there was a slip of paper saying you had to go to the front desk of the post office? And then Sean has sent you a coaster in the box and it's in the back. It's in this
There you
big
go.
trailer. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Fantastic. Right.
Yeah.
I
That
love
was
it.
great.
I love it. Okay. All right, everybody. If you want to help make that happen, I can just buy one myself. If you go to
Yes.
patreon.com/Coaster Radio, support the show, send us $10, $5, whatever it is. There's perks, there's bonus content. We send stuff to you in the mail at certain pledge level. There's all sorts of fun stuff. Patreon.com/Coaster Radio. We also have our Discord where there's conversations going on, people talking about all sorts of stuff. I'm going to ask people in the Discord, Mike, what should Sean build next? I want to see
Ooh.
that conversation in the Discord. So
Good idea.
go to patreon.com/Coaster Radio, support the show for $1 or more, and you can get access to the Discord to have those conversations with me and Mike and everybody else who listens to the show. At the $20 pledge level, you get the super fantastic perk of us saying your name on the podcast.
The names are Alex Payne, Brian Wackler, Chris Rankin, Cincinnati Nick, the sweatshirt guy, our friends at Club Z, the two bearded coaster Chris's, CM Venom, Colton Toms, Dino, Grace, John Brody, and John Brown.
Also, Josh Combs, Justin Padilla, Karen Lee Howren, Kevin Wilson, Kyle Kiefer, our friends at Made to Thrill, Matt Walker, Michael Foucault, Nick from Paris, Paolo de los Reyes, Rich Barber, Rick Burnley, Shane Mankiewicz, Tom from Louisville, and Zachary Carpenter.
We also want to thank Kyle Lindner from Lindner Design Company. They specialize in branding, illustration, and small batch custom apparel. You can find them on Instagram at Lindner_design. They did the fantastic new logo for our 20th anniversary season. So thanks to those guys.
That's right. If you want to get some logo swag and Coaster Radio stuff, go to coasterradio.com. All the ways to support the show there, referral links, but also the EB Coaster, the EB T-shirt shop where you can get the Coaster Radio hat. You can get the Coaster Radio T-shirt, Coaster Radio beach blanket. I think the Coaster Radio thong is still in fact there.
Oh, it's still there.
I'm
it's
so
still
sorry.
there. Has anyone bought that? I always wonder if no.
By
of course.
popular demand. No, it's been a while for the PO box. It's also been a while for the T-shirt shop. So come on, people. What are you doing?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Maybe we'll get a new design. We'll put up there. We'll find something new. Get people interested once again.
Are we playing the Ultimate next week?
Good question. I think maybe it might be 2 weeks. It might be 2 weeks to give. So yeah, so everybody look at the socials because it's going to tell you when the Ultimate is. We want to promote it a lot so that we get a ton of people in there for these last, because I think there's only two more. Two more opportunities.
And I think this is like the post credits bonus here, Mike.
Yes.
How do you get on the coasterradio.com email list? Because you send out an answer.
Yes.
For the Ultimate in the email list.
Yeah. So if you go to coasterradio.com, I believe there's just like a contact area. In fact, I'm going to look right now just to show you exactly where it is.
I want to give people exactly how to do it. You go to contact in the top right.
Yeah, top right, you hit contact. And then down there, it actually says join our mailing list. Yep.
And type in your email. There you go. So do that because Mike does send out a reminder about the Ultimate when it's going to be live, our super 20th anniversary game show that's happening all season long. And he will give you an answer to one of the questions. And I do believe that has helped people.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So,
Because
yeah,
if
do
you
that too.
just sign up, you get that you get all the points for one of the questions, and
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if all 3 winners so far did that
Yep.
and, got 500 points or whatever, when everybody else maybe got none. So, yeah, it's a great place, but we also send a lot of information about the show through that mail list, so, definitely head there to coasterradio.com. Yep. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We will see you next week. All right.
All right.
Now we just go back to the front. Do you need a break or you
Yeah, give me just a minute. I'll be
Yeah,
right back.
sure.
Is anybody in the? I saw like 2 people in the chat room.
A couple of people. So, it's funny. Some weeks there are a lot. Some weeks there, even though
Uh-huh.
I put out it all on social, but
All right, I'll be right back.
yep. Good to have you guys here who are with us, though. We're just going to take a little break here and then go back to the front of the show. Yeah, that coaster in a box thing is pretty cool. Hang on, I'm just resetting. Excuse me.
All right. Let's see if we can buzz through this pretty quick. I bet.
All right. You just let me
Cool.
know when you are ready.
Yeah, ready.
Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the original theme park podcast. You are listening to Coaster Radio. My name is Mike. I'm here with my friend EB, and we are ready to talk theme parks and thrill rides.
Yeah, Mike, this is going to be a real dorky episode of Coaster Radio because we have one of the biggest roller coaster fans and possibly one of the biggest roller coaster nerds that we've ever had on the podcast. A returning guest, our friend Sean LaRochelle, is going to be joining us. He is a backyard roller coaster creator of great infamy on the internet,
Oh, yes.
and now has created Coaster in a Box. That interview is in the second half of this week's episode of Coaster Radio.
I cannot wait to talk to Sean. Sean has been on our show before talking about if you know his work. You know that he created a backyard roller coaster based on the Matterhorn that went viral, and it was seen by anybody who loves roller coasters.
And we talked to him on Coaster Radio episode 1503.
There you go. Yeah, way
Go
back,
back and
so
listen to
5
it.
years ago. Yep.
Mhm.
And then he made Little Thunder, which was an homage to Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. This ride, EB, not only did it look like Big Thunder Mountain with the spires and, the beautiful waterfalls
rockwork.
and stalactites and stuff, the ride had a dark ride scene with an animatronic. The ride also had a launch, a 20-mile-per-hour launch.
And a storyline that was
Yeah.
was like an immersive experience in their backyard roller coaster.
Yes. Amazing, amazing. So he took everything that he learned from that and now has a product where you can build your own roller coaster in your backyard. And we're not talking about like some, rinky dink little thing. We're talking about a roller coaster that goes like 18 miles per hour, has a launch, pulls like 2.5 G's, like real world stuff, man. I can't wait to talk to him about this and find out more about it. It's going to be
No,
great.
this is no kiddie coaster. This thing packs a punch. So yeah, it's going to be so much fun. That's Sean in the second half of the show. Mike, we do have some news to get to first. So let's start with our first drop.
Yeah, so this first drop this week is interesting because we do a lot of talking here at Coaster Radio, and theme park fans and amusement park fans talk about this everywhere on social media, on podcasts, on their blogs, on forums, all types of things about Disney and Universal and who has been doing more over the past 10 years.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people, including myself, I think you have said it too, really feel that Universal is kind of outdoing Disney these days in terms of not only what they are building, but the speed in which they are building these things.
Well, one company built a park and one company didn't.
Right. Yes. But even,
I mean, that's it. There you go.
but take a look at how long it's taken Disney to do some things, like Guardians of the Galaxy and some of these other things that have taken way longer
Oh,
than they
Tron,
thought.
right? Well,
Tron Lightcycle Run, how long that took versus how quickly they put up Velocicoaster. That was something that was easy to see.
Yeah, this is the thing I think is we're talking about this infographic that is on blogmickey.com. Walt Disney World investments. It says Walt Disney World investments in our resort in the past 10 years. And there's a timeline with some images and then a big list with the years those things debuted. To this point, Mike, they are not putting when these things were announced and how long it took for them to actually exist. That's what that's the thing. That's what makes it seem like Disney is slow.
Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out where this infographic came from, why it was designed. I'm assuming it's probably for some type of stockholder in magazine or something like that. So, but it's interesting when you see it all on one page. And that's why I wanted to talk about it here in the first drop, because you can really get a sense of starting in 2016 all the way up to today. And so do you want me to quickly just go through just so we can take a look, like in the past 10 years, what are the big things that have been put into Walt Disney World? We're not talking about Disneyland, only Walt Disney World.
Yeah. And I think as you read through this list, I will react meh or yay. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Let's do that. So here we go. And also, which of these are simply overlays of existing attractions
or things I don't know what they are?
Yes,
because I'm looking at this list and like I've never heard of this. Okay,
that's good too. Yeah. So 2016 Frozen Ever After,
meh.
Which that was the Maelstrom. They just redid that. Some interesting animatronics in there.
Sure.
Then they did the Disney Springs transformation and expansion.
Okay, that's good, I guess.
That was pretty good. Some parts of Disney Springs I'm not that into because it just looks like a shopping mall, but they did do some things good.
But that's Disney Springs, yeah.
Like the Indiana Jones bar that's there. Good. I like that. All right, 2017, Happily Ever After. That's a nighttime show, I think, a fireworks show. Okay. Then they did Pandora, the World of Avatar, which had Flight of Passage and the Na'vi River Journey.
I still don't understand the appeal of Avatar, but okay.
They also have something called Misadventure Falls, and I'm a Disney guy, but I don't know what that is. So,
and Miss is MISS, like it's a person.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Okay. So, then 2018's Toy Story Land with the Slinky Dog Dash and the alien swirling saucers.
Toy Story Land is cute. That's fine.
Yeah,
good.
People like the Slinky Dog Dash. That's pretty good. 2019, the Grand Destino Tower.
New hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge with Millennium Falcon and Rise of the Resistance.
Fan-friggin-tastic, but they overpromised and underdelivered.
That's true. Then the Disney Skyliner, which is a good transportation system at Walt Disney World. We'll give them that. And the Disney's Riviera Resort. So another then you hotel. Get another hotel. Then 2020, the Beauty and the Beast sing-along.
Is that the restaurant? What is that? I don't know what that is.
No, I think that's just the show. So they just like what the hell? They just threw that in. They're like
adding up the list. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome Planet. I don't know what that is.
Don't know what that is.
Feathered Friends in Flight. I guess another show.
Don't know what that is.
Canada Far and Wide and Circle Vision 360, which is at Epcot. I guess they redid the 360 movie in Canada.
Wow, and then look at all the maple trees.
Yeah, right. And then Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
A fantastic ride.
Yeah.
Super great.
So there's like of all those things they put in 2020.
So far, Mickey's Edge, obviously amazing. But Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway far exceeded my expectations.
Yeah. Okay, then 2021, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Okay, a good dark ride. We'll give them that at Epcot.
Okay.
Then Drawn to Life presented by Cirque du Soleil at Disney Springs.
People liked that, but were confused, which is typical for a Cirque du Soleil show.
Yes, there you go. So then we got 2022 Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So
I don't know. I don't know about this one. I've not ridden it, but watching it, it looks weird to me.
Everybody who I have talked to though who has ridden it say it's their favorite ride at Walt Disney World.
Okay,
so
good.
I've even got people who have come to me who are not theme park fans and just went to Disney and they're like, yeah, that was amazing.
It's likely one of those that does not translate well to video.
No. Then in 2023, finally opening Tron Light Cycle Run.
Uh-huh.
The Journey of Water, inspired by Moana.
I don't recall ever knowing anything about that.
Yeah, that was something they put at Epcot, and people like it. It's one of those things that you walk in and you move, you gesture with your hands, and water
Do you
reacts
walk
to.
through it?
You walk through it. You walk through, and it's all these like just displays of water, and as you move your hands, the water reacts to what you're doing.
That sounds dumb. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah.
I don't even know.
And then
We've never even talked about it, I don't think.
No, I don't think we brought it up ever on this show.
I like that it's inspired by Moana.
Yeah,
like
there
that's
you go.
what it's
Yes.
called, Journey of Water, inspired by Moana. Like, have they ever done anything like it's called the Dash roller coaster, inspired by Slinky Dog?
Yes, right, exactly. No,
Rise of the Resistance, inspired by Kylo Ren.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, there you go. Then what else? Luminous, the story of us. So the replacement for
What? Okay, fine.
whatever the
Mhm.
Epcot nighttime spectacular is. Okay, then 2024, Tiana's Bayou Adventure,
Well,
which is
wonderfully controversial,
Yes.
something we could talk about for years.
yeah,
Great.
there you go. The Country Bear Musical Jamboree.
I don't know why, but the font is kind of blurred together on my iPad right there, and I thought it said Country Bear Michael Jackson. I was like, wait a minute, what? Did I miss
Hello.
something? Is there a Captain EO overlay?
It's me and the Country Bears. Hello.
No.
Then the cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and the Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian Resort.
Great, more resorts, okay?
Yeah. So, and then for this past year, The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure.
That's a show?
Yep. Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After, another show. Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away,
Another
show. And then Test Track, presented by General Motors. So,
which people are saying, thank goodness they fixed Test Track because it sucked before.
yes.
Because this is the third version of Test Track. Everybody liked the first, hated the second, liked the third.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yes, I'm looking at Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm looking at Tron Light Cycle Run, new attractions, but so many
Star
of these
Wars,
other things.
totally,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Star Wars. Yeah,
Everything
that
else
was like
on this list.
a triumph. Star Wars was a triumph, but so many of these other things are like overlays of attractions that are already there, or hotels or shows. Yeah,
shows. Why are you even putting shows on the same list as like $1 billion ride?
Yeah.
That's not. Yeah, I mean, shows are things that you skip to go ride rides.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Let me ask you this though. They
I'm
have
not
a second.
impressed, Disney. You're not convincing me.
Yeah. They're trying to impress you with the second graphic that says on the horizon. They have a list and artwork of all the things that are coming. Do any of these things impress you? Maybe we could each pick a couple that might impress you or that you were at all looking forward to.
Now, going back to the earlier in this conversation, I love this first drop, how extensive this first drop is.
Yeah.
Back to Universal, I'm going to be comparing any of these things to a Pokemon Land. That's the standard. That's what I'm going to compare this to.
Yeah.
Because that's probably what's coming to Universal around the same time as something on this list of
Probably
on
so.
the horizon for Disney World.
Yeah.
Is it better or worse than Pokemon Land?
Yeah. Let me list some of these things here that they list on the horizon. Of course, like it's controversial, but they got rid of Rivers of America for Cars-inspired land. They don't have the exact name yet, but maybe it's called Piston Peak.
I'd rather go and find Pokemon. Okay.
Yeah. There's the Tropical Americas at Disney's Animal Kingdom, which would bring the Indiana Jones ride to Animal Kingdom. So I look forward to that, especially if they can do some upgrades and updates. I would be very excited for that.
I do like that a lot. I like the Indiana Jones ride.
Yes.
But Tropical Americas is not as good as Pokemon. Okay, next.
No. How about the Monsters, Inc. land at Disney's Hollywood Studio with the Doors roller coaster?
Did you say the Pokemon ride with the Pokeballs?
You're still excited about that. Does Villains Land excite you at Magic Kingdom if they do a Villains roller coaster or a Villains
Did you say Dark
ride?
Universe?
Yeah.
Is that what?
That's what I think it is.
Been there, done that. Okay.
Yeah. And then the last one on here that's looks interesting is the Muppet Rock and Roller Coaster, which I'm curious to see what they will do with that. That sounds like that could be fun.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I do like that one.
That is fun, right?
That one is fun, and not because of Kermit or the Muppets, but because of the Electric Mayhem.
The Electric Mayhem, yeah. Any attraction with Dr. Teeth, I'm down with.
Teeth.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That should be fun.
And Janice.
Yeah, that's right.
I love the Electric Mayhem. It's
I
the
love
best
it.
part of the Muppet movie. That bus, oh
Yes.
man, I wanted to live in that bus.
I
And
know.
that
I know.
church, right? Everybody wants to live in a
Oh,
church.
yeah.
And
So I
okay,
think like, if they're playing music and it's a different song from them on every time you ride, that could be a lot of fun. So,
all right, that's all I want. I want Pokemon and Muppets.
yeah. And that pre-show is gonna be fun with the Electric Mayhem in the recording studio, just where Aerosmith was. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, that's great.
I like it.
Cool.
I like it.
Good. All right, but overall, what are we feeling here? These infographics are just trying to convince us of how awesome Disney is. Is that what they're trying to do?
Yes, I think so. I think that I would not be surprised if they had to be created because of all that Universal is doing. So they're like, hey, let's
Don't
remind
forget,
you. Yeah.
we're still here. Well, what's this other infographic? By the numbers, where they just tell you their stats.
Oh yeah, there are like giant stats of I even closed the thing there because but yeah, like they
There's a third infographic. It's just Disney World by the numbers, and it says Walt Disney World is the largest and most visited theme park destination in the world. 30,000 acres, 4 parks, 80,000 cast members, 25 resorts, and 115 attractions. It's like, chill, Disney. We know.
yeah, right?
You don't have
Like,
to release an infographic. That's like McDonald's releasing an infographic. Did you know billions and billions
yeah,
served?
exactly. Yes,
You
that's
do know that,
exactly it.
right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, come on.
It's like, yeah, we know, Disney.
Yeah. Like Disney,
Don't be
it's
such a tryhard.
yeah, like what they said there is the same thing in the way it was 20 years ago. So like, hey, we get it, we know.
Yeah,
But
we know.
can you please make it just a little easier for us to visit your parks instead of making it so hard and so nickel and diming us? Then that'll make me happier for sure.
Wouldn't it be great if like Disney was to Trump as Gavin Newsom is to Universal, and Universal just trolled them by putting out
I
infographics
know,
of their
right? They
own?
might start doing that. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
How many apps do you need to visit
Yeah.
Universal?
Right.
0, actually.
Yeah. For God's sake.
All right, cool.
But hey,
All
you
right,
know
let's
what?
move on.
We do have coming up here something that does excite me about going to Disney.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, it's coming up right here in our segment we call Quick Hits.
Quick Hits.
Have you seen this? Because I remember I went to Disneyland for my 50th birthday this past year and finally got to go to Oga's Cantina at
Yes.
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And it was my
Uh-huh.
third try trying to get in, finally got in, which, by the way, they took away the need for reservations
Yes.
at Oga's Cantina. That's a story from this week. But so I really enjoyed myself there. I thought it was a little weird, first of all, that they sat us with other people. We were how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 6
Oh, yeah.
people, but they still
Benihana?
sat us at another table with like 4 other people.
Okay.
That could have been bad, but the people we sat with were so much fun that it didn't matter, and we were all having a good time.
Okay, good.
Also,
They didn't
the-
bring out like big drinks and like the bowls, and you had to share.
no,
straws.
well, we could have, I guess. We could have gotten the big bowl drinks. But you know what? Like, you and I are tiki bar connoisseurs. I have to say, I was really impressed with the quality of the drinks that you got at Oga's Cantina. It was like
Yep.
not just
Yes.
sugar water with a little bit of tequila, and it was like really like a drink that you would get at a cocktail bar. It was
Mhm.
really nice. And of course, the theming was on point. It was really, really great. So I like what they are doing at Magic Kingdom, and this new establishment opens August 29th, although they are doing test runs of it right now. It's called the Beak and Barrel, and it is a pirates themed bar right next to Pirates of the Caribbean in Adventureland at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, and it is a Pirates of the Caribbean themed tavern right
Yeah.
there in Magic Kingdom. I'm looking at the picture right now. This looks pretty good. It looks like you're kind of, I mean, maybe it's not totally below deck of a pirate ship, but it's definitely got that aesthetic, right?
Yeah, it's really great. I am really excited by this. It's one of those places that is going to be hard to get into, I think. I think, like, for the first couple of years this is open, you're gonna have to try to get reservations, like, 6 months in advance or whatever. But they are doing something interesting here. The same thing they're doing at Oga's. Once you sit down, you've got a 2-drink maximum, and you've got 45 minutes to sit in your seat before they say, "It's time to go."
And what do they do? Do they bring out ye old, pirate sand timer and like flip it over on your in front of
Maybe,
you? Like, how do they
maybe.
do that? How do they
Although,
track you?
you know, I've gotta say, I sometimes I don't like it when places do this, but at Disney, I don't mind, and I will point back to the story I told a couple months ago of going to Trader Sam's and not being able to sit inside the bar because there were people in there camped out for 3 or 4 hours and not
Yes,
leaving.
sure. Why not?
So I like this. I mean, I think 45 minutes is a
Ah.
little tight. Maybe they should expand it to an hour, maybe
I mean, if
maybe
you're
an hour and
being friendly and
15.
you tip well, they'll probably let you stay for an
I
hour.
think so. I think so. But yeah, I mean, again, they've got 3 rum drinks. I think you do need rum drinks at a pirate's
Mhm.
bar.
Mhm.
So that's good. They've got some food in there too, but a lot of interesting places to sit too. It's not just like a bunch of just tables that they have in there. They're like, different themed areas. I really check out the photos of what they've done here. It's really, really good. And I
Yeah,
think I think it's going the same way as Oga's, highly themed, but still good food and good drink, and will make people really make this like a hotspot at Magic Kingdom.
yeah, some of these spaces, they are more tiki barish where it really is a bar, but it looks like there are these private spaces you can go into where there's these big booths and things like that, looking at the pictures.
Yeah.
And it does look very on point with the theme. And yeah, some of it kind of looks like a cigar lounge almost.
I
It's
know,
that kind
right?
of
And so
upscale with
yeah.
the leather and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, captain's quarters, the captain's booths, the map maker room. There's all these different themed areas that
Right.
you can go into. Yeah, and I'm reading the descriptions here on the Disney Parks blog. What do they say? I'm here to tell ye the tale of all the fantastical details to be found here in this tavern,
Yep.
giving you a sneak peek.
A sneak peek.
Because what's it called? It's called the Beak and Barrel.
Yeah, which is a weird I guess they're talking about
Why
the
is it
parrots.
the
The
beak
parrot beak, I guess,
and then a
maybe.
barrel of rum? Okay,
I
sure,
might
whatever.
have
I don't care.
changed the
It looks
name.
great.
The name doesn't sound very mysterious
What do you want to
or
call it?
I don't know, something more adventurous
The
than
pirate
beak
booty.
it. Hire the pirate booty.
Enter the pirate's booty.
Yeah, I think I would call it the pirate's booty, and that would be great. Yeah.
Enjoy the soft leather of the pirate's booty. Only 45 minutes in the pirate's booty. You've worn out. You're welcome.
Pirate's booty. Are they
I
still
think
playing?
Coaster Radio has been around for 20 years, and I feel like the pirate's booty humor comes back in cycles.
Yes, I think so. I think you're right. I think you're right. And are they still playing that at Luna Park? I'm still
And
shocked they used our pirate's
not
booty jokes.
not when I went and tried to listen to it. It wasn't playing,
Yeah.
but there you go. That's the Beacon Barrel. When do you think you'll get down there? Are you going to try and go to the Beacon Barrel next time you're at Disney?
If we end up going in February, maybe.
Oh, that's right.
But we
Yeah,
probably
we've
have to
talked
get
about that.
reservations now. That's the thing. Like, when do they open yeah, I think the thing is whatever the window is, if it's 3
Mhm.
months or 4 months, on day 1 when that window opens, you have to jump in and get those reservations. But you know what? There
Yeah.
there are a couple of apps that are out there that are really good. Like they crawl the
Oh, and
Disney
like
website.
alert you when there's a cancellation.
Yes, yes. And if you pay for the service like $9 a month, it will send you a text when one opens. And if you are having your phone with you all the time, you can jump in and steal the reservation that just got given back.
Oh, well, I
So
think I did that with the what's the one at Disney, the Brown Bowler? Is that a restaurant?
the Brown Derby?
The Brown Derby.
Yeah,
There
you
you go.
gotta yeah.
I did that. I used the app. I think that was your tip or a tip of a
Yes.
listener.
And it
Uh-huh.
really works. There are a couple services like that, but I like it.
Cool.
Mouse Dining, I think, is the one I use. But yeah, I love that, man. And it really does work. So, like, you don't have to be one of those crazy people who are there 4 months out, making your reservation. You can, you know, get that service and help you out. So that's pretty
Yep.
good. So we talked last week about Boo Blasters on Boo Hill at Kings Island going away. They have a video that is out there right now, though.
Mhm.
The video is just labeled 8.28.25, which is going to be the day that this show is released. And it's an interesting video where it shows a worker walking through the closed ride, all the black light sets and stuff he's walking through.
This is
At
the Sally Dark ride that used to be the Scooby-Doo Ghoster, the
Yes.
ghost shooter
Yes.
ride, but now it's Boo Blasters. It's closed. We don't know what's happening to it at Kings Island. Yeah.
Yeah, and so at one point in the video, he walks by the organ set where there's a ghost playing an organ, and the music that is the sheet music is the
Yes.
same sheet music as Phantom Theater used back in the
Yes.
day. So that's
Which is the old dark ride that
Yeah.
used to be there that everybody loved.
Yeah, and so people are saying, is that a hint that maybe Phantom Theater is coming back? But then at the end of this video, the cast member who was there is standing in the old portal area of the Tomb Raider ride.
Because they put at Kings Island, unlike King's Dominion, their Tomb Raider ride was indoors.
Yes.
And the old entryway, you can still see it over by the Beast. It's still there. And they do
Yeah.
haunts in there every single year in that old queue line, in that old space. So yeah, you see the worker, the security guard in Boo Blasters, like radioing the other security guard, and they're like, something's going on here. And then I was reading online about there's a haunt that maybe there's a prop. Is there a prop that's seen or a music cue that we hear? And then maybe that haunt is moving into the Boo Blaster space, and maybe they're going to put
Maybe.
the new Phantom Theater not in Boo Blasters, but in the old Tomb Raider.
Yeah. So it's an interesting couple of clues in that video, and I guess we will know when we do our next show exactly what Kings Island is planning. But
I think
I
Phantom
like.
Theater is coming back. That's a 100%.
I
I
think
mean,
so
there's
too.
no denying that.
I think
at
so
this
too. It's
point.
just interesting that Tomb Raider
Is
you know,
now entering into the game here.
yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
Cool.
Speaking of Halloween events, a lot of parks like to have those no boo necklaces where
Yes.
if you happen to find yourself for whatever reason being scared of things but still want to go to a Halloween event, for $20 or whatever, they'll sell you a necklace where the people will not scare you as you go through a haunt. And I don't know.
We've
If
talked about this before, I feel like, and I don't know
yeah,
if we need to spend a lot of time on it, but
no.
that is such a weird thing to do, to like,
Yes.
for an upcharge, we won't scare you, which is why you're coming.
Yeah, so why are
Like,
you
and I
there?
guess it's like pressuring your friends to come with you, even though they don't want to because they don't like haunts, but you can pay money and then you don't get scared and come with us anyway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
how would you not get, like, you and I have gone through haunts together, Mike, and I have had to put my hands on you because I'm so scared. But that's
Yes,
how
yeah.
close you are to other people
Right.
when you're in a haunt. So the person jumping out to scare you is
Yeah.
going to scare me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know how this works. I really don't. I guess the scare actors in the scare zones don't run up to you intentionally,
I guess so.
but this is not protecting you from scares.
I remember doing a video at Busch Gardens years ago where they talked about here's how you scare people, and they showed how one of the drop drawers worked. And so
Right,
there's no way that the person behind that drop door would see somebody is wearing a no boo necklace. So I don't know. I don't know what the point of that is. But I bring this up
I
to
think the
say,
point is $20.
yeah, I think so. I think so. I was always impressed that at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights, they did not have these things because it's truly a terrifying event.
Yeah.
But now that's no more. Now they sell necklaces that they call Deathly Afraid necklaces for $20 each, and you can wear one of those and not be scared at Universal. So there's that.
Okay. There you go. Good.
Although I
Fine,
do
whatever.
appreciate it that some guy on a Universal Facebook page, an unofficial one, said, I work as a scare actor in one of the mazes. If I see somebody wearing one of those, I'm going to give them an extra scare. So I
No.
appreciate that. Good for him.
Oh, no.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Good.
One last quick hit here. In Texas, ZDT Amusement Park closed for good on August 17th.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, but one day later, the owners of a place called Jungle Jam, it's an indoor playground attraction in New Braunfels, said they are going to take over part of ZDT's. They're going to take over the indoor space and call it Jungle Jam Extreme. They're going to do that as early as this October. It's going to be a 5-level playground, obstacle course, and arcade.
Oh, but that's not.
No.
They're just buying a little tiny piece. This is like the big arcade.
Yes. Yeah. So they're just
This
gonna.
this isn't like the Switchback roller coaster. This is nothing.
No. Here's what's interesting though.
Ah.
ZDT said all of their outdoor attractions have either been sold elsewhere or are
Okay.
in the process of being sold. So
All of their outdoor attractions. So
yes.
does that mean that the Switchback coaster, the only wooden shuttle coaster in the world, is going to find a new home?
That's what it sounds like to me because they're not saying we're selling it for scrap.
No, it says
I mean,
they've been
there's
sold elsewhere. All attractions is what it says here. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So who is buying that and are they going to move it and rebuild it? That's the question that's out there right now. Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
So
I'm
let's
looking
keep an
forward to
eye on that.
seeing about that because the Switchback coaster looks really cool. I'd love to get down there and ride it sometime.
Yeah, let's keep our eye on that. That's good. That's good. All right, let's take a break because standing by we have Sean La Rochelle from Magic Texture. He is the genius behind some fantastic backyard roller coasters, the Matterhorn, Little Thunder Mountain, and now is offering Coaster in a Box, a chance for all of us to build a fantastic and fast roller coaster in our own backyards. That and a trip report from overseas. It's all coming up right after this.
This is Coaster Radio.
There we go. And we just come on back. Hang on. Welcome back, everybody, to the original theme park podcast. You are listening to Coaster Radio. My name is Mike. I am here with EB. We've got Sean La Rochelle from Magic Texture standing by. He's going to be with us in just a second. But we are excited that all of you guys are at parks all around the country and all around the world. EB, we love it because people send us trip reports. And I like it when we get a trip report from one of those like bucket list parks from you and me. And I think both of us would love to check out Disney Sea. I think Disney Sea is like easily one of the best theme parks in the world, not only for its attractions, but its theming. And one of our listeners is overseas right now at that park. Let's take a listen.
Hello, Coaster Radio. Hi, B, and hello, Walter Mike. This is Dan from Luxembourg, calling live from Tokyo Disney Sea. I'm here in the main plaza, ready to get out of the park. I had a truly awesome day. Despite the park being heavily crowded, I did most of the attractions, and everybody says this is the most beautiful park in the world, and everybody is right. It is truly a masterpiece. You gotta visit it once. It isn't coaster heavy, but it has many beautiful and technically advanced attractions. I've been to Universal Osaka last week. I've been to all the US Universal parks, and for me, Disney Magic truly beats Universal Magic every day of the week.
Wow.
Keep up the good work. Thanks for the show. Bye-bye.
All right. So how about that, EB? I mean, he said he's been to all of them. He's seen that.
Yeah.
So that's a strong statement. I like that. Good for him.
Well, and like you said, Disney Sea in Japan and Disneyland Japan, these are parks that I think universally, no pun intended, are agreed to be the best in the whole world.
Yes.
They appear at the top of everyone's list. Anybody who, like our listener there who has been around, they say this is the best. And they do have the same stuff. It's just better. They've got a Rivers of America and a Big Thunder Mountain and Adventureland and Monsters Inc. and their own Mermaid Lagoon and their own 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride. All of the stuff that you want to see in a Disney park, it's there. It's just better.
Yeah, better. They spend the money on it there to make it better. So yes, that's right up there on my list of parks that's like must visit. Absolutely. And I've always wanted to go to Japan. And you know,
sorry.
Oh no. I'll just pick up there. Yeah,
sorry.
I've always wanted to go to Japan just because there's so many interesting things to see there. So I wouldn't want to make it a theme park trip, but I could not go there and not visit Tokyo and not visit Tokyo Disney Sea. There's no way. I'd have to.
Yeah. Whenever you do one of those icebreaker things or a conversation comes up and it's like, if you could travel anywhere in the world, take a vacation, where would you go? I think my answer is always Japan because I feel like it's a weird, different place,
right,
in so many ways, but isn't scary at the same time, right?
All right. Yeah, and you could see. I mean, just explore a new culture, but yeah, man, just see so many wonderful things. And Tokyo is a cool city, so yeah,
ridiculous.
Really great. So yeah, would love to see that someday.
Very cool.
And I think there's our edit point right there, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good. Then we are done.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. And we will see you guys next week for another live look in.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.